And we have an update on a number of stories tonight. A Colorado man who set himself on fire outside the Supreme Court building Friday has died. Police say 50-year-old Wynn Bruce succumbed to his injuries. Bruce set himself on fire on the plaza of the Supreme Court building around 6:30 Friday night. He was airlifted to a hospital. Fortunately, no one else was hurt.
Him, but obviously he's one of those extreme individuals that go, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna take being human the way we are anymore. I want a different version of human. And a lot of you are feeling that way, by the way, right? It's like, hey, guy, the way we're going, I don't want to be even associated with the human race. That's what most people are saying. People like Wynn, unfortunately, take it a little too extreme, go, hey, you know what? I'm going to set, an example. That's his statement to the world, by the way. As consciousness evolves, more and more people are going to awaken to the fact that they have to choose whether they want to stay the old patterns of human with abuse patterns, sacrifice patterns, and so on like that, or go to that new consciousness. Right. So that decision is being made, and you can see the desperation in people. By the way, they see their jobs, they see their family, they see their loved ones, they see even money, and they're looking at it, and it's like, that's not me. I that looks nice and everything, but they're not getting tempted by, say, the physical possessions of this world like we used to. They want to experience what being really human is about. Okay, so when he goes a little deeper, he starts to see the shame and the guilt, and some people who go through the awakening process actually see the guilt and shame of what humans have done to each other. Far worse than, say, being animals. Because animals don't go to that far and they don't hold grudges and hatred and so on. They do it as a natural process. But even then, the animals can never get that belligerent on each other like humans can, right? So more and more people are awakening to that fact that's like, oh my God, I'm human. Whatever has happened in human history, that's part of my DNA, and people are starting to remove that. Many people, like I said, who awaken through the XI process, obviously it's naturally, you're safeguarded as you go through the process. You'll go, shit, I hate humans. Not you don't hate humans necessarily, but it's like you hate the version of human that you once were. So when Bruce basically awakened to a certain level to go, oh my God, what have we done as a human race? So he saw the beauty of what the possibilities of human could be, and he's seeing where we are, and it's such a wide gap that he's like, how can I go from where I am here to over here? There's no way I can say transform people. So I would have to sacrifice myself, because that's the deepest pattern, right? That people have used back in the day, right? Sacrifice to, say, help people awaken. So unfortunately, his martyrdom was about, I'm going to sacrifice myself. So humanity can jump from here to here, right? Unfortunately, if you're using tools that have been used to control and destroy and say abandon the true version of who you are, you can't use it to free yourself in the proper way. So, for example, you can't sacrifice yourself to awaken. Just like a lot of countries, they go, we're going to go through and go to war so we can have freedom. It doesn't work like that. You can't do that. So Wynn Bruce, and I'm just talking as a whole, but Wynn Bruce specifically goes, one is like, if I sacrifice myself, then hopefully people will start to awaken and they can transfer over here. So he is using himself, and I can see that as a bridge to gap, the distortions of what a human is and then what humans should be properly. Okay? So it's an honorable cause, I guess, but still, it doesn't get human. It starts to awaken humans to a certain level, but it doesn't propel them to cross over. You go, hey, we need to stop that, because nobody else can awaken you other than, say, yourself. People have good intent. People, like, say, want to save something, the planet, the whales, the hungry, and so on like that. But if you look at it, those efforts, and there's other people who've burned themselves, and it hasn't really, say, relieved the problems of humanity. right? So again, it's honorable, but it's not the best solution. It wakes some people up, sure, but even if you awaken those individuals, you have to give those individuals tools and then a direction or a map to go, well, you're awakened now. This is your path. This is the tools to use because it's not out there. And XI provides the tools and the map to go, yeah, this is, you're awakened now. Here's your map book. Here's the tools. That's the direction you want to go. I mean, it happens all the time with XI without the martyrdom. Because again, you don't want to use sacrifice, control, or lack to free yourself. Unfortunately, that kind of sacrifice does get a lot of PR, and then people go, that solidifies what I was just saying. It's like, shit, I have to sacrifice myself to be free, just like he did, and it doesn't work. So what you unfortunately you don't get in the press is like people who become enlightened, and go, hey guys, I did it. This is the way I am. Um, and you can follow me. But when you awaken or when you become enlightened, like people like XI, you actually start to see your family change. You start to see your loved one change. You start to see the transformationers around you, and that's a good sign that you're on the right track of, say, awakening, not only for you but then for the world.